Right now we are officially going to get into some mini cut action. I weighed myself yesterday and we was like 172 pounds, and yesterday I went to my parents' house as well and they just had some delicious cake that my sister made, so I had that plus some other like Jamaican food, and my weight's kind of jumped up even more. So I said to myself in my brain that 170 pounds is now the top end of where I'm going to go in terms of my physique. Once I start flying above there, I start looking a little bit more puffy, the body fat starts covering some definition areas. For example, the upper body looks cool, but the abs are a lot more smooth because I'm basically letting myself go a bit here. So I don't want to float higher than what I wanted to. So we are back to the little Canon G7X because I want to literally just keep the memory card in this camera and just as and when I feel like it, update you guys with the actual journey. So today is what I'm going to call day 0. Day 0 is when I literally just go to the supermarket, pick up some stuff that I'm going to start eating again. Anyways, hopefully by the end of this video I should look different. If I don't, then I've failed, and I'm going to upload it anyway just to embarrass myself and keep myself accountable. We're on officially day 1 and semi-bad news. I went on the scales this morning and I was heavier. I was 173.9 pounds today, so I was like 0.8 heavier than yesterday, which is kind of weird, but anyways, we'll march on regardless. I just thought I'd drop it on here just because transparency. So I'm slowly building back in those habits. But yeah, let's check that weigh in. Alright, we are 171 on the dot. I've actually been somewhat consistent in doing my cardio. Like so far in the past 4 days, I've done it 3 times, so I'm quite happy with that. Alright, so here's what we're looking like full body wise anyway. So yeah, we'll see how it changes.
Taking the pain away, I heard you was giving your chain away.
Alright people, so this morning routine, I haven't actually shown you. This jumping jack thing is just one of the main ones I do. Every single morning I do the jumping jacks and ab roller. Where's the ab roller? And the ab roller as like my morning thing to wake up. I still do work out later on in the day, but this is just my morning routine to wake me up, because once I've done 4 sets of 45 to 60 seconds non-stop of that, I actually am quite awake, so it wakes me up fairly well. It's exhausting, if I'm being honest, because I only rest for around 30 seconds and I get back on it. But it does wake me up, and that's my main thing, because I am not a morning person whatsoever. Alright guys, quick check-in here. So here you can see me walking to Emporium Gym to a quick little session. Funny note, which I'll talk about later on in the video as well, is I'm actually injured during this workout as you're watching. I injured my lower back. But yeah, right now I'm just doing a quick little workout, just kind of show you the environment and where I train and what I was kind of doing. At this point I was doing the push-pull legs again. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next clips. Alright peeps, I haven't checked in about probably 14 days. Yeah, anyway, right now what we're looking at is around 168 pounds. Hopefully there is some sort of visual changes. Once I'm in the 160s, mid to lower, I do see differences pretty fast. Legs are still semi-chubby, but I can see the definition if I like really tense my legs. I'd say the upper body, I can definitely, I feel like I can see my abs a little bit more. 168 pounds, to be honest, this is probably the best my abs have looked at this weight. Let's say if I go relaxed. So that's like relax, and then when I tense, I can really get the core in. I feel like I can see my obliques with little ease, you know what I mean? But yeah, but that's what I'm looking like right now. Hopefully I can do a little more. I've still got my MYPROTEIN shooting, I think in a week's from now, so we're gonna see how that goes. Alright, I'm pretty sure the camera cut out earlier because the memory was dead. But basically what I was saying is, when I weighed myself 3 times this morning, it was 168, so I'm going to stick with that. Anyways, what we're going to do right now is go to the gym. We're going to walk there. Today's been very active actually. Like, I woke up really early today for some reason, like at 7 AM. Couldn't get back to sleep, so I decided to get up, edit some videos, go for a long walk. So I've already been to Lidl and back. and did a bit more work, and now I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm walking there too. So by the time I get back from the gym, I'll already be at around 13,000 steps. So today may be one of those days where I'll probably reach 20,000 steps, because when I get back, I'm gonna do the treadmill at some point too and watch some YouTube videos. And I tell you, when the weather's better, I definitely have a much better performance in regards to just daily steps, training, and just everything. I'm more active and I'm more motivated to do more stuff. When it's cold, I'll still graft, but I won't be doing these long walks in the cold or anything like that. By the way, I'm using the little camera in case you didn't realize. I'm using the old school Canon G7X. I rarely ever use this camera anymore, just because where is it? Just because the other one's better quality, but it's just too big to sometimes carry places. But anyways, we are gonna head to the gym now. I will say, I thoroughly enjoy these walks now, you know. Like, I look forward to them. It lets me listen to music and podcasts. And next thing I know, I'm at the gym. Alright peeps, and we are back home, and what I'm going to have is one of my high protein egg omelets. I've got my egg whites from Muscle Food, you should know that by now. Whole bunch of liquid egg whites, and I've got one whole egg in there as well. So yeah man, today was great. Even the workout, I was so wired. I had no pre-workout, nothing like that, but today I was like super just awake, man. I did drink half a Monster, that could be it. I drank half a Monster, so I guess you can say that as pre-workout, but I had it like a good hour before even reaching the gym. But yeah man, today's been pretty good, man. So far I've got in 14,000 steps. I've still got to go on the treadmill, and I've still got to walk to another shop actually to buy some other stuff. So today we are definitely going to probably whack over 20,000 steps. But it's all down to the weather, man. The weather and determination. I could just sit down and eat ice loaves and sit in my kitchen, in my living room, and just eat food and just chill. But when I'm in this zone, I try and capitalize on it. When I feel like moving and just being more active, I make sure to lead into it. I don't want to purposely go, oh, I've done a lot so far in the morning, now I can just do nothing the rest of the day. If I feel like I want to be active, I stay active. But anyways people, I'll see you guys another day, maybe closer to the actual MYPROTEIN photo shoot, because that's so far 8 days away. So at least then we'll see what my weight is. My aim was 167 pounds by the time I get there. But if I'm being honest, I'm really happy with how I'm looking anyway at 168, and it's not like I'm going to have to be topless, so you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be putting on tank tops and t-shirts and shorts and stuff like that. So as you can see, we're at 167.7ish, so under the 168 marker. So yeah man, things are still going steady. I'm still eating the same, just movement. And yesterday actually I did go play basketball. Just to switch things up yesterday, instead of going to the gym, I decided to go buy a basketball pump and pump up my old basketball, and spend about an hour just in the court just shooting shots, doing layups and stuff, and that was exhausting. My body feels pretty weak right now. I just wanted to switch things up. It was a very sunny day, and I thought, you know what, I feel like doing that instead of going to the gym. So that could also be contributing to the weight drop. So we'll see if over the next few days it stays lower or it creeps back up. People, we are back. I go to MYPROTEIN tomorrow, so I'm just in my morning weight now, so I thought I might as well bring you guys with me, because tomorrow I'll probably be a little bit too busy, like running late, I know how I am, to probably film and actually do this, because I know for a fact when I wake up late and then I have to run to train, the stuff that I always do. But anyway, in terms of my physique, I feel like, you know what I mean, I'm looking a little bit better. I do want to try and get trimmed today. But anyways, what we're going to do now is go and at least see my morning weight and to see what we're at. The aim was to get, when I first started this, at least 167 pounds. I feel like we should be at least touching that, because the last one I think I was a little bit over. So it looks like we made it. And the funny thing about that weight is, I'm not even sticking to my normal rules. Normally, I weigh myself in the morning after I've gone to the bathroom. This is me before going to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Just because I'm about to go out now and I'm probably going to end up eating while I'm out. So I ain't got time to wait. I'm leaving out earlier than normal. Normally, I'd probably go bathroom in about 45 minutes from now. And that's when I weigh myself. But even still, it's under the 167, which was my aim. So I'm happy with that anyway. But also, I'm happy with the visuals. The scale number means shit essentially. As long as the visuals start improving, we're A-okay. It's so weird though, people, because I swear to God, when I was at 170, 172-ish rounds, I was stuck at that weight for like literally 2 months. Like, I kept trying to gradually increase my steps and do everything, and I just wasn't shifting. After a couple refeed days, everything just like clicking back into place. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here now and do like a little check. I'll probably do a proper physique update in the gym. You know, here we are here. I guess here is where it all started, I think, wasn't it? So this is probably a bit more accurate to compare. But yeah, I definitely feel like I look better. As I said, it is a photo shoot. The chances is I'm probably not going to have to be topless, but I like just being naturally a little bit leaner just in case. You never know. But yeah. What is good, people? We are now here to talk about the actual plan that I follow. And let me just say, as I mentioned in the video, prior to week 0, I was actually stuck at around 172 to 174 pounds for a good at least a month to 2 months. And I was trying to actually lose weight in that time. And the main thing that really didn't contribute to me actually losing weight, because I'm saying this bit, because I feel like there's probably some of you out there that feel like you're hitting a plateau and you're not sure what it is. It came down to the main things. I wasn't really tracking calories, if I'm being honest, even though I was saying I was trying to lose weight. I was still having a high protein diet, but I wasn't really watching my calories severely. And I wouldn't say I was as active as I was prior. For example, I wasn't really doing my long walks to the certain shops and stuff. I kind of stopped doing that, which is why the weight gained. And also the fact that I was eating a lot more food, because around that period, there's a lot more birthdays in my kind of family. So there was a lot more meals being made, a lot more food being eaten. So even though I felt like I was still exercising and, you know, on the treadmill occasionally, I wasn't really seeing progress. And that was really the reasons when I look back at it. But anyways, in regards to from week 0 going onwards to here, in regards to calories, initially, roughly based on what I was eating and what I removed, I was probably having around maybe 2,400 to 2,500 calories. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for someone my height and my activity level, that, especially when I wasn't moving as much as I was at that point, it does make me gain quite a bit of weight. I would say by the time it got down to the final weeks, which is what you just saw, I was having roughly around 2,100 calories. At that point, my treadmill in my house was doing at least 40 minutes, and sometimes I go as high as an hour. It really depended on what YouTube videos I was watching at the time, which is why I always advise people that use the treadmill, always watch videos that you highly are engaged with, so the time just passes by and you don't even feel it. Week 3, I actually started taking creatine, so I actually expected the weight to either stay the same or slightly increase and just make me retain more water, but it really didn't. But it could also be because as I started taking the creatine, I also started doing more of my actual steps outside and also my cardio, so that could have done it. But in reality, even if I did retain an extra couple pounds of water or whatever, it's not going to drastically kill how you look in the mirror, you know what I mean? All the water is going to go to your gut. You know what I mean? Creatine is meant to pull it into your overall muscles. It's not just like when people feel bloated and their belly just get chubby. So don't be afraid of creatine. Then after a while, I'm almost certain the creatine helped my endurance. It just got to a point around week 5. I just felt like everything felt pretty easy, if I'm being honest. I was doing 40, 45 minutes on the treadmill and it just didn't feel as strenuous as it once was. So I felt like at that point, the creatine was kicking in. I did have a slight setback around the time I started taking creatine actually though, which was I injured my lower back. That kind of impacted what I could do. So for example, up until now I was doing those morning workout things where I was doing the jumping jacks and ab roller. So on week 4 onwards, I stopped doing those jumping jacks things just because it was agitating my back, and the ab roller I definitely couldn't do my back. But as I said in the video, that wasn't necessarily added in to purposely burn calories. That was more just to wake me up so in the morning I'd be more active throughout the rest of the day. For me, this whole journey here wasn't like a full-on super mad cut. As you saw, I think the weight difference was 6 or 7 pounds. It didn't feel super strenuous either. The training routine, moving from 4 to 6 days, if I'm being honest, that's not gonna have a massive impact because weight training itself doesn't burn that much calories. The thing that probably did though was that doing the extra 2 days again meant that I am now walking to the gym, doing a 60-minute walk twice more per week. Because obviously those of you may know if you watch this video, if you're my follower, I sold my car. So now I walk 30 minutes to the gym, 30 minutes back. So the 2 extra days, I burnt more calories in the walk to the gym and the walk back than in the actual gym. A lot of people overestimate how much calories they burn lifting weights. You do not burn as much calories if you go on long daily walks or if you go on a treadmill. You just don't. Regardless if they tell you it's a HIIT workout or wherever. So the walk to the gym and back definitely probably would have helped with the deficit as well. But overall, I'm hoping from this video you are actually seeing the theme as what actually made the most progress. It wasn't some sort of magic supplement. It wasn't the creatine. There wasn't any special apple cider vinegar. It was literally my daily habits that changed. I was already having a high protein diet. I was already weight training. It was more a case of getting in a calorie deficit, obviously, but then also actually improving my daily habits so I burn more calories naturally. And that is the overall theme of this video. Sometimes people feel like they need to find some really secret, special routine to really see progress, and they don't. It's literally the basics. You know what I mean? Unless you're someone that's like an intermediate to advanced, where you're stepping on stage and you really need to like really micromanage the macros and like fluctuate them to help your body composition change slightly for visuals. That's a different league. If you're watching this video, you're probably a beginner that's trying to just gradually get in shape, whether you're trying to slightly get leaner or be an overweight person trying to lose weight. In those scenarios, you don't have to be as particular. As long as you know your calories and you're in a deficit and you're having a high protein diet, those are the two main things you need to focus on, and moving more, making it at number 3. All these other extra things and thinking of supplements and all that stuff, some of them may potentially help, but they're in total probably only 2% of the progress. You have to think, are you going to focus on the 98% that matters the most, which is what you're eating, how often you're moving, and your overall approach to daily habits that you do in a day? Or are you going to try and chase all these supplements and other random little things for 2% of the benefit? Unfortunately, a lot of people go for the 2% because that's the detox teas, the fat burners, and all these minor things that have a small change in your physique, probably not even noticeable. Whereas the 98%, which is improving your diet and actually doing the fundamental things, a lot of people don't focus on. So I'm trying to get people away from that 2% to actually focus on the things that will actually help you look better. Anyways, I don't want to drone on too much. I'm hoping the video was self-explanatory itself, but if you didn't, hopefully the last bit was to give you that extra push to let you know is fix up, stop bullshitting, stop trying to find secret tips, and really put in the solid effort. And I know that comes off aggressive, but it's not. I just really feel passionate. I want you guys to improve your physique. At the end of this day, this channel is not a big, massive, super big channel. My aim of this channel isn't to get super huge and famous. You know what I mean? If it did happen, that's great. But in reality, my aim is that whoever's watching to somewhat impact you and help you improve your physique. You may not get super shredded, but if you can gradually look better every single day and look back in a year's time and look quite a lot different and be happy with yourself, I am going to feel better, and that is my aim for you guys. Anyways, peace out, stay engaged, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Deuces.
Make $1 million cash for you flatline. Make a master plan, watch it backfire.